Well, yes, as we were discussing, this is about Assam, but also about the larger Northeast as well. Because as we all know, Assam is on the rise, and Assam is one of the top aspirant states, which is why it's interesting to know that, yes, there is momentum for reform, but at the end of it, we must see what's happening between policy and the ground reality. So the gap between the two, policy and ground reality, is what we hope to address today. And hopefully AI can explain how those gaps can slowly disappear over the age. So let me start with you, Manash, because you've been doing very interesting work on the ground. And today we are talking about technology. Many would say traditional arts and handlooms that you've been working with are far away from technology. But it's interesting how you have brought in modern age tech, AI, and using that to promote our traditional handicrafts. And you're working with artisans across 8 states. You must tell us, what are the biggest sticking points, the problems that you have faced on the ground?
So, hello, my name is Manash Kalita, founder and CEO of Traditional Northeast Private Limited. Today I'm here. I directly come to your point that now in Assam and whole India, the startup culture and actually the environment is really good. Okay, kindly. Everyone is chasing us that everyone should do the entrepreneurship, and also the state government and the national government both are focusing on also the rural empowerment of the women also. So currently we are actually working on working with the Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission. This is an autonomous body, comes under Ministry of Rural. So we have partnered them, and we are running the Lakhpati Didi scheme. So throughout our whole journey from 2021 to this point, we came to lots of challenges during that point of time, which I would like to tell. So first thing is skillful people. So in my viewpoint of still, I have not find any person who is so skillful that I can give our company at least a vertical who he can handle or she can handle. Okay, so this is the first point. And
digital verticals you're talking to.
Yes, digital vertical. Okay, yeah, digital vertical is really okay, but for me, skillful people is really required, because if you want to handle the technology and all, at least you should have people, proper people, to handle everything. Okay, I have a meme which I've gone through a few days ago, which is लोगों के पास काम नहीं है, और सेकंड क्या होता है प्रॉब्लम कि हम लोग को काम का लोग मिल नहीं रहा है, और थर्ड में क्या होता है कि जो काम का लोग है वो किसी काम का नहीं है. So ये रियलिटी है. और secondly आते हैं का if I come to the technology wise, we do have tech. Now tech is really booming, and everyone is working on tech, also the AI, which is really great for us to learn everything, to know everything, and also execute lots of things. So in Assam, I feel that the technology which is okay, but the technology we have not currently built to the grassroots level ecosystem. Okay, they were not properly working on the grassroots, because see, in terms of I'm working with the rural artisan and the weavers. Yes. So for them, so much complex tech they can't understand. Okay, you need to make it in a proper way that they can understand the tech, and also that if we have to translate to the Assamese and the other regional languages, so that they can properly apply the app to their day-to-day life, to manage their business and all, to uplift their life. So I think this is a really big gap which we need to solve. And ma'am already in the tech field, so hopeful ma'am will work some.
Absolutely, and Pratibha has been in this field, for anyone who doesn't know about it, since 2005 she's been working in Assam building blockchains. And at that time, I think, Pratibha, no one was even talking about blockchains. It wasn't even part of the national narratives. What got you into it?
Right. Yes, actually, Meghna, first of all, I want to greetings everyone, and I want to thank Times Now for giving me this opportunity to air my opinions and views on a very important platform on digital governance. So Meghna, in the beginning, we started with software development. It wasn't blockchain because Web3 hadn't come then. Blockchain, metaverse, and artificial intelligence is part of the Web3 technology. So that time it was mostly Facebook, Orkut, YouTube. So those are Web2 technologies. So when we came here, we started with software development, building websites, e-commerce apps, e-commerce portals, app development, and so on. So, but the best part is the IT sector is such that it is very, you need minimum infrastructure, and it is flexible. You can work from anywhere. It is economical, because a lot of the softwares are open source technologies. You don't need a big office. You can start very small with freelancing. Then as and when the demand grows, you can, when you get more popular and more projects come in, you can hire more people, hire an office. So, and you can connect to clients all over the world, because there are a lot of business opportunities through a lot of web platforms and all. So at the beginning, we had started with software development, but you know, in the IT field, it's a very dynamic field, so you have to be updated. If you're not if you're not relevant to the emerging technologies, you'll be left out. So slowly, as the Web3 technologies came in, there was a demand for, there's a lot of work regarding content writing or technical writing or workshops, or they wanted solutions. So slowly we transitioned to blockchain and metaverse and artificial intelligence. And you know, the IT field is something where we can update ourselves with a lot of study, online resources, engaging in discussion platforms and all. So that way you can easily scale up if you have the will and if you're willing to work hard and invest your time and energy into it.
I must follow up with this question, because you didn't start in Guwahati, did you? You started in Bangalore.
Yes.
And you were with Infosys.
Yes.
That would have been an interesting change, because at that time, in the early 2000s, Bangalore was the 8th city.
Yes.
The IT city as well as the 8th city.
Yes.
What prompted you to leave Bangalore, working in tech, to leave Infosys, and then you shifted to Assam in 2005?
Actually, Meghna, I was always interested in business. When I was young and in school, there was a very, there was a series called Women of Substance series. I was really taken by that book. That book is on a woman called Emma Harte. She builds a business empire. So that was always in the back of my mind, but there was no actual plan. But while I was working in Infosys, I met my husband. He also had started, he was working in Bangalore, but he later moved to Assam, and he had started his software company. And even I got interested because having something of your own, and already we had in front of us cases like Narayan Murthy, where we were told that he had started from the living room. So that opportunity came in, and already had some experience in Infosys working on softwares and IT technologies. So that gave me the courage. Of course, 20 years back, it was very difficult and challenging, especially for family pressure. They were thinking, why you're leaving the golden goose? You're leaving your job and security. I mean, startup culture hadn't started then. There were challenges, and you know, that fear is there that, am I doing the right thing? But, you know, if you have the passion and a dream and a goal, you go for it. Yes.
And it's great to hear these stories, and today presented on the stage of Times Now, I must say. So, Manash, you touched upon the Lakhpati Didi scheme as well. How are you using technology? Because it's not just about AI and tech, but also digital governance. How is that happening on the ground? Do you see the transformation?
Yes, we have built our one tech also throughout our journey, because yes, as I earlier told you that we have a gap which is in between the complex tech and the simplest form of the tech. So what we are doing in the ground, first we saw that like in our platform, we onboarded them in the online form. So what first problem we have faced, that syncing the offline inventory with the online site. Okay, so they were not the they don't have any proper person who is always taking care of their inventory. Okay, see.
You must tell us also, who are these people that you are connecting with? They are artisans, they are weavers, who are they?
Yes, first of all, we have onboarded the SSGs, self-help groups. As we have partnered with the State Asylum. So first we go to the SSGs, and after that we choose the proper enterprises or the entrepreneurs who are so skillful and they want to grow their own business also. Because self-help group is a group of peoples, but from the self-help group there are some kind of peoples who have some kind of proper enthusiasm to build their own business and become a woman entrepreneur. So we have I want to tell you that more than 80 enterprises we have onboarded on our platform. Those are the currently from those 10 plus are the Lakhpuri Didis. Currently they are generating more than 10 lakhs rupees throughout the year for my platform. So using the tech, what we are doing, we have built a one ERP system, enterprise resource planning. Why? Because we have give them the proper tech at free of cost. We don't charge. They do the accounting, they do the proper inventory record on through that platform. And what we are doing that, they do their accounting part, and the inventory will automatically sync to our online app and website. So which is so beneficial from them or us also, because it's much required. So we have integrated the tech, and currently we are building a one supply chain tech backend, which is the silk thing. Because Assam is, we have 4 kind of silk. From the 4 kind of silk, 2 silk are from the Assam, the GI. One is the Muga silk and another is the Eri silk. So we are also working on the silk processing sector also. So for procuring the cocoon and all. So what we are bidding, every tech is always focusing on the just tracking that this is authentic or not. But I think we need to focus on more on the knowledge side, because they don't have proper knowledge that what kind of disease going on, how we can see. If you want to do sericulture, you first bring the eggs, okay? Sericulture
Yes.
eggs, yes. After that egg will hatch, and after that the life cycle will going begin, okay? So on that point of time, you'll have to take care of the cocoon, actually silk. Okay, for that, how much space you will require? You will have to know. You will have to know what the feed schedule, what amount of feed you need to.
So knowledge and research, that's part of what you are giving out as well.
Exactly. So we are building the tech for them, not for the
not just for consumers,
Exactly.
but also for the artisans, for the
Exactly.
weavers who are there on the ground.
Exactly.
Commendable work.
Because it's much required. Also ma'am, as she's from the really IT background. I'm not from proper IT background. So I'm working on my one friend. He's always, he is currently working on the Infosys. And we do our tech throughout the night. Okay, so we are trying.
You may not have an IT background, you clearly have the passion. And I think at the end of it, and Pratibha, you must weigh in on that. That is what really is likely to take states like Assam forward.
Yes.
The fact that there are so many people who are invested in the growth story. The growth story, because there is a lot of aspiration here. But on the ground, you must tell us, Pratibha, when we talk about digital governance, yes, there is reform. But what is required to ensure that technology is being used the right way? AI is being used the right way. It's not just about filling forms. Many people think digital governance kya hota hai? It's essentially just filling forms which is going to be faster. It's not that. What is digital governance in a context like Assam?
Great question, Meghna. That's true. Technology is there, but it is for the people who are technologically updated. But on the ground level, it's very difficult because one is the language problem. The rural areas, they are not exposed to technology. So there can be a gap. But the good thing is the government is doing a lot. It is commendable. The thing is what we need right now is the access and awareness. The awareness is not there as to what are the platforms provided by the government. Like say, we have the Seva Setu, we have Uddayam. So these kind of platforms make work very easy. Like for Uddayam, on the Uddayam platform, you can register your company, you can register any venture. So you don't have to make multiple visits to offices, paperwork is reduced, and just with a little bit of information, you can have your company registered. Recently, I had also done that. I had opened up another venture called Rajlakshmi Labs, and it was so liberating and empowering. I didn't need to contact multiple people or experts or get advice or even the paperwork. I just went to the platform and gave my Aadhaar and information, my PAN information, and my company was
Everything
registered.
online.
Everything online. So all that is already there. Then the Seva Setu certificates and all, everything is there. The thing is, the people have to be aware, and the access has to be given to them. So for that, what has to be done is there should be a lot of workshops everywhere. In the village areas, there can be kiosk or technical support, because a person from the rural area, he will not know how to fill up the Uddayam form or register company. So we can do that. We can have awareness programs and workshops and help kiosks or some setups like that, where people can be guided on how to use these platforms to make their work better and make business easier.
But Pratibha, has that been happening in Assam and the rest of Northeast?
It's
How
not-
popular is it, and how do we popularize it? Because as he was saying, there is a lot of gaps in what is available and what is known to those on the ground.
That's what, it's not happening. Otherwise, we have a lot of, government has done, we really appreciate the government. We have brought out a lot of platforms like this. Besides Udan, there's the Vasundhara, where land records are digitized, so there is less paperwork and no fraud happening and disputes are settled on, but people are not aware of it. So to make that, to bridge that gap, there should be more of awareness programs. People should, assign training professional, go to the rural areas, set up this kiosk and help desk areas, more kind of online platforms in different languages. We also have translation language portals. So work on that and enhance that, and also besides this, also implement technologies like blockchain and all, where records are more, although it's digitized, it is not tamper-proof. So to make it more secure, we can implement that. But the most crucial thing right now is the awareness programs, the education.
Awareness is one of the biggest problems. That's interesting, which is why these conversations are happening in the first place.
Right. But so technology with guidance, the people have to be
Yes.
guided. So at the grassroots level, people should go out and let them know what is Manash doing and what features are available, what government schemes are available for them.
I think that is commendable, that we can actually have this conversation and at least have these way forwards. Manash, one of the things that you touched upon, the factor of authenticity. It's not just about tech, it's not just about easy access, but also authenticity. If I am a buyer and I know about Muga silk, and this is the only place in the entire world where you can actually get Muga silk, I'm a big fan of it. But let's say I'm sitting far away from Assam. How do I use tech, because I believe now you have GI tags as well. How do you use technology to ensure that there's authenticity, and how do you spread the word?
Yes. So first of all, I have already touched the point that supply chain. So currently we do have some techs like I don't remember the name, Kesa AI, I think, who are working on the actually backward technology, like a blockchain technology. So throughout that, they were properly actually documented every steps from the weaving to the finished product. Okay, so they were doing, but I think there is a big gap who are there, don't touch the supply chain side. Actually, see, if you wear the Muga silk, if you wear the Eri silk,
Eri or Muga or even Pat.
Yes, Mulberry silk also. So all are come from a silkworm cocoon. Okay, so technology should go to the grassroots level, like, from where they actually doing the farming side, sericulture farming.
Traceability, traced out the
Exactly.
source.
So trace the source, and that is very important.
Exactly. So currently, I don't find any tech who are properly focusing on from the cocoon to the fashion. Okay. So that's the point. That's why we are trying to build a technology where we can actually trace every aspect and every steps. Where if you wear something, then you should know that, from there to there, the journey has come. Okay, so at least I want to actually welcome ma'am also, that if she can contribute with us, so we can build a proper tech from our Assam, so that people can directly know that, this product come from those journeys. And
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Pratibha, would you like to come in? What exactly is, for example, QR tracing, digital certificates? We are talking about that, GI tags. How do we go about it? Have we done enough in Assam, the whole of Northeast, which has so many unique things to offer to the world?
Actually, that's what Manash was talking about, we should be able to trace the authenticity of the products. Are they really from the worm, or are they artificial mekla chadars and all? So that is not happening, and for that we need to implement blockchain technology. So it will trace and it will verify, but it is a very expensive technology. So for that, government has to invest in it. So I would encourage or tell the government to...
So the policy makers need to be
Yes.
involved in this,
Yes.
because you need to go, I believe. What's the process like?
The process is, there
Let's
are
say you
blockchain...
want to GI tag.
Yeah. So these platforms are there from Microsoft and Azure and IBM and all that. They have their platforms. Right. So you have to, it's like building an application there. It's a normal thing, but it's expensive because it is a very expensive technology. Otherwise, you go to these IBM platforms, Microsoft, Azure, and you do it. You build a blockchain network.
So Manash, what's happening on the ground now that you have intervened with technology? A lot of strides are being made. Does it really show on the ground when it comes to empowerment? Because we are talking about the gap here, the digital gap. And it hurts most the artisans who are in far-flung area, when you're cut off from the system. But have you managed to bridge the gap? To what percentage, and what needs to be done still?
Yes, we are doing real groundwork. So in the form of number, if I want to tell you that what we are doing on the ground. So first of all, we have generated more than 2 crore of sales for our warehouse throughout the last at least 3 years. Within the 3 years, and also we have onboarded 80 plus women-owned enterprises and more than 30 self-help groups. More than 10 lakh Didis we have already built from our side, and we have onboarded more than 800 plus weavers and 300 plus artisans who are doing the handicraft work.
Commendable. Let's have a round of applause for that. I think definitely it calls for a round of applause.
Thank
Good
you.
work, Manav.
Thank you, ma'am. Secondly, what's our second contribution in terms of the work we are doing? First of all, we train more than 500 artisans so that they can do the proper design interventions toward their work. And also we have given the financial literacy. Actually, there is a big gap in the financial literacy in the grassroots level. They don't know what is the unit economics of a product. They don't know how to pricing a product. They don't know how to package a product so that people will actually attract the product so that they can buy.
Absolutely. Packaging is very important in sales.
Yes, ma'am. So what we're doing, we have given the all kind of required trainings so that they can do their work properly. So even Assam, I have sorry for the out of context. I'm telling you that in Assam and the Northeast, we have big gap in the form of packaging, finding the proper packaging, organization who can do the proper work for you. Like if we go to pack something, we need to go to the Calcutta or the Delhi to get the proper package. So this is the big gap also, out of context I am telling you. So those are the works we are doing, and also we need to do lots of things. Like we have a vision that we need to create more than 100 lakh DDs to the next year. So this is our vision. And secondly, what we are doing, want to do that, we want to make a big revolution in the sericulture sector. So that we are really 100%, our more than 100% focus on the sericulture sector right now, because everyone is working on the actually not supplies, demand side. Okay, demand side, people buying the product, finished product. Right. But what about the supply side? Because nobody is focusing on the supply side. That's why the currently, if we see the silk prices, they were too high right now. Why? Just because of the, even our government should also focus on the supply side, because there are lots of schemes on the agriculture sector and the other sectors, but there is no scheme who are directly focusing on sericulture sector. Because if you know, the sericulture sector
very
is,
interesting.
Yes, sericulture sector actually comes under in between the handloom handicraft and the agriculture sector. Because before reeling and the finished product, it will come under the agriculture sector. After that, it will come under handloom handicraft sector. So this sector is kind of a sector
somewhere in the middle, and it gets neglected in both sides.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. So that's the real problem we are facing on. So we're working on the government right now. So we have told them that, sir, we need to do something. So hopefully we'll do proper work in the ground level, so that our silk at least not you can wear not expensive silk. It will come under within a budget at least.
Manash, more power to you. Yes, it is going to be authentic, it's going to be trustworthy, and it is going to be within budget. Yes. And that's good for everyone. It's a win-win.
We're always looking for, especially
absolutely. Yes, we are always looking for a good bargain, isn't it? And what could be better when you can empower the artisans on the ground, the weavers, and also get it at an affordable price. Now, Pratibha, I find it interesting because you've come from Bangalore. You know, you've literally seen the IT revolution at the time when you were working there. You've seen what a Hyderabad functions like. But these are the places which have always dominated IT, always dominated tech. How do we bring about a similar revolution, as Manash was talking about, a revolution of IT and connecting that with our traditional arts in Assam? Is that a distant pipe dream?
Great that you asked this, Meghna. Yes, Northeast has been lagging behind the other states, and the only reason is because of our geographical position and border issues and migrant issues. Otherwise, there was nothing to keep us behind other states. So
definitely have the passion for it.
Yes, we have an abundance of talent, young, bright children. But now that there's stability which has come to our state, the state has come down, because when I had gone to Bangalore, there were a lot of challenges. I mean, a lot of people, they don't want to leave their families. They might be having aging parents, retired parents, or some ailing relative. But in spite of that, to stand on their feet, to make a career, they have to move from their home state. So that 20 years back, that happened. But now I see a lot of hope, because the government is really active in the northeastern part of Assam. And since the opportunities are coming, our children will really do well. The thing is, now we need more of internet connectivity, more in the remote areas, and better connectivity in the urban areas, cloud connections. Besides that, we have to have more of mentorship programs, so more people from the state. It will be encouraging for the children when they see people from the state successful in this field. And also we have to have workshops which will give training programs on the latest technologies like blockchain, metaverse. They can also be introduced in the syllabus of colleges. And
Private-public partnerships you are talking about here,
yes,
just to be clear.
Yes.
It will have to come from both sides.
Yes, yes. So the government has to implement more of workshop, incubator programs, arrange more of training sessions and hackathons. invest more on this stuff. And also, even young children, girls should be encouraged towards STEM subject, learning STEM subjects, and make it part of the curriculum so that they update it with the latest technology, and when opportunities come, they can quickly jump into it, and then we can make our state more advanced and no less from any other state.
Well, hopefully so. We'll keep our fingers crossed, because at the end of it, let's accept it. The whole of Northeast has the momentum for reform. What we are hoping is that all of this is going to come together to ensure that digital governance is not just going to be restricted to things like online forms and ease of uploading forms. It should be far more. It should also lead to innovation. It should lead to dignity of the artisans, and it should also lead to power for the entire state, which is hopefully going to be the growth machine for the rest of the Northeast as well. Yes. So thank you so much, Manash and Pratibha. It's been wonderful having this conversation right here, the Times Now Summit Assam edition, and what a way to kick it off. Thank you so much.